You spend an hour on a marketing banner in Midjourney and the text comes out scrambled, unreadable, unusable, back to square one. Ideogram was right there the whole time. Ideogram is built for text and image accuracy and practical design work. Midjourney is built for artistic output and photorealism, and which one fits your actual workflow is what I want to figure out today. Test 1, output quality, and you've probably already felt this one. You prompt both tools with the same image idea, and one comes back with garbled letters on a sign, a logo that looks like it melted, or a headline nobody can read, and that's a failure that kills the deliverable before your client even sees it. I dug into the Genival scores and community benchmark data, and Ideogram 3.0 hits 0.81 versus Midjourney v6 at 0.78, close on raw benchmarks, but the text rendering gap is way wider. Ideogram lands roughly 90% legibility on short phrases. Midjourney consistently lags on typography, and that's community consensus across multiple hands-on reviews, not just one outlier. Now, the Genival gap is only 0.03, genuinely close on that one metric, but artistic quality is where Midjourney pulls back ahead, and that's a real and subjective win for it. So the nuance is this: if your images don't need readable words, the quality gap basically disappears. But the moment you need legible text, Ideogram is the clear call. Ideogram takes test 1 on the strength of that text rendering lead. I was expecting the benchmark scores to be closer, and on Genival they are, but the legibility number on real-world typography is what actually separates them, and that puts Ideogram up 1-0. I only caught that text rendering gap because I've been living inside these tools long enough to know where each one breaks down, so drop a comment if you've hit the scrambled text wall yourself. Test 2, generation speed. The objection I hear a lot is that both tools are fast enough, but when you're iterating on a concept and running 10 to 20 variations in a session, wait time stacks up fast. 30 seconds per image sounds fine until you're on your 15th revision at midnight and you've burned almost 8 minutes just waiting for renders. Put the numbers side by side and it's pretty clear. Ideogram generates in 10 to 15 seconds per image. Midjourney takes 30 to 60 seconds. And that upper end on Midjourney is real. It varies with server load and your plan tier. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. So in a 20-image session, Ideogram might cost you 5 minutes of waiting where Midjourney costs you 20. Ideogram takes speed, and it's not subtle. Up to 4 times faster per image is a real productivity gap for iterative work, and Ideogram now leads 2-0. Midjourney's slower pace is partly a server load issue, which is a design constraint either way, and you're the one sitting there waiting. Test 3, pricing and credits. The number that trips people up here is the entry price. $2 a month sounds like nothing, but over a year, that's a free month of the tool, and for casual users, the free tier structure matters even more. When I dug into the plans, here's what I found. Ideogram Basic runs you $8 a month for 200 credits. Midjourney Basic is $10 for roughly the same image count, so the generation count is similar, but Ideogram is cheaper. On the free tier, Ideogram gives you daily generations on an ongoing basis. Midjourney's trial caps out at around 25 images total, and then it's gone, and neither tool is great at documenting exactly how many credits each generation burns, which is a shared pain point. The honest caveat here is that neither tool tells you clearly how many credits a single generation actually costs. That's a real frustration for both, and community reports flag it on both sides. But that shared weakness doesn't cancel the entry price gap, and Ideogram is still cheaper at the door and more generous if you're testing the waters before committing to a paid plan. Ideogram takes pricing too, $2 cheaper at entry and a free tier that actually keeps giving, which puts Ideogram ahead 3-0. Midjourney costs more at every tier, and its trial runs dry after about 25 images. So in every dimension here, it's the worst deal. So Ideogram is up 3-0 right now, but style control and platform availability are still on the table. And those are the two dimensions where Midjourney has a real case to make. If you're a power user who lives inside Discord and needs granular parameter control, the next two tests could completely change which tool you walk away with. Test 4. Style control. A lot of people assume both tools give you roughly the same knobs to turn. But when you're trying to nail a very specific visual mood, say, a cinematic shot, with a particular level of stylization dialed in, the difference between a preset dropdown and a full parameter system is the difference between close enough and exactly right. I didn't expect this gap to be as wide as it is. Ideogram gives you style presets, none, cinematic, anime, plus magic prompt, and that's pretty much it for fine-grained control. Midjourney hands you a full parameter system, style, stylize, chaos, and remix mode, which lets you iterate on a specific output. And if you need precise tuning, Midjourney's system is in a different league. Midjourney takes style control, the parameter depth is real, and it's what power users actually need when presets stop being enough. And that brings the score to Ideogram 3, Midjourney 1. Test 5, platform availability. The objection I see constantly in comments is that Discord is fine, people are used to it. But if you're on mobile, working with a client who isn't technical, or you just want to open a browser tab and generate an image without joining a server and learning /commands, Discord first is a real friction point that adds up fast. Here's the actual breakdown. Ideogram has a full web app, an iOS app, and an API in beta, so you can generate from a browser, your phone, or start building it into your own workflow. Midjourney is Discord first, with a web beta and no mobile app at all, and the Discord community is genuinely strong, and that's a real win for collaboration. But for solo access and workflow flexibility, Ideogram is just more accessible. Midjourney takes platform availability. Its Discord ecosystem is a genuine community strength that Ideogram can't replicate, and that matters enough to call it. Final score, Ideogram 3, Midjourney 2, and Ideogram wins the series. Ideogram wins on 3 concrete things. Text rendering is its superpower, roughly 90% legibility on short phrases, which Midjourney just can't match. It generates images in 10 to 15 seconds, making iteration way less painful. And at $8 a month with daily free generations, it's the cheaper, more accessible entry point for most people. Midjourney wins where it counts for artists. Photorealism and aesthetic quality are the community consensus pick. The output just looks more painterly and polished. Its parameter system, stylize, chaos, remix mode, gives power users fine-grained control that Ideogram's presets can't touch. And the Discord community is a real creative ecosystem, not just a chat interface. Traditional art still wins on one thing neither tool can replicate: intent. When a client needs something genuinely original, legally unambiguous, and built from scratch with a human creative process behind it, no AI image tool closes that gap. And for brand identity work where uniqueness and ownership clarity are non-negotiable, art made by a person is still the call. If your work needs legible text and images, Ideogram is the pick. It's faster, cheaper at entry. And that text legibility lead is the one thing Midjourney still can't match. If you're doing purely artistic work and you need the deepest style control available, Midjourney is still the tool for that job. One thing that doesn't show up in the official docs for either tool: neither Ideogram nor Midjourney clearly documents how many credits a single generation actually burns when you change parameters like resolution or style. Community reports flag this as a live pain point. You can run out of credits faster than the plan page implies, and there's no warning before it happens. If you're also thinking about Midjourney's closest style competitor, I ran the same kind of breakdown in Recraft versus Midjourney, which is better. The results are genuinely interesting, and the style control comparison goes a lot deeper, so that one's worth watching back to back with this.